Beats Planet.
And we back like bra straps, or I'm back, and y'all just kind of here with me. And what up, y'all? Voch Lombardi, Lombardicus Prime, representing Vochafella Records. Is vegan Voch today. Just drank my green joint. I guess I got a little more energy. Also, Dad Hat Lombardi is at the table. Thank you all for coming through. I was gonna do a live stream anyway, because I've been doing a lot of Cowboys content. I know when I do a lot of Cowboys content, my non-Cowboys people get pissed smooth off when I do that. So every now and then I got to check in with y'all and just remind y'all, draft season on the way, don't leave me. But what's so dope about y'all asses is y'all just deal with the Cowboys content. Some of y'all ignore it, which is perfect with me. Some of y'all go, okay, I'm a Bears fan, but I'll watch it anyway because I learned something about wide receiver, cornerback, or DB today, and I really appreciate that. But those of you that are hanging in there waiting on draft season, I'm not going to forget about you. It's on the way. And I've been dropping little pieces here and there, and Lieutenant Dan annoys me about it every other week, but we are going to get into draft season, so please hang tight with that. It's on the way. Speaking of Lieutenant Dan, he's in the house. What's happening, bro?
What's going on, my man? How's it going? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Cowboy Nation.
Feel like
strike them down, boy.
Feel like I'm the big 3-0 up in here, and it couldn't have happened on a better week. Cowboys beating the Saints, so you know, all that. So let me set the plate for y'all before we really get going. This is really me and Lieutenant Dan's show, but you know, this is y'all's. You know, my name's just on it. So you can call in and talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about. 515-739-1285 is the number. The access code is 309104. It's on the screen. I said it. You can rewind it and find it if you want. And it's in the description, you know. So if you want to call in, you know, there's no excuse for you to not know the number. Setting the plate, what we're talking about tonight. And I'm liable to get passionate about some of this shit, but it is what it is, fam. We're going to talk about draft in general. Just some of the guys coming up. We're gonna ask Dan about some of the guys he's been looking up. Draft Illuminati is really, really taking a toll on Lieutenant Dan. And I try to be like the calm guy when talking about the Draft Illuminati, but Lieutenant Dan's he's pretty upset with him. So we're going to go back and forth with that. The college football playoff. I really got some feelings to express about that. UCF fans kind of pissed me off. I kind of wish Dalton would call in. Ohio State fans kind of annoying too, but we'll get into that a little bit. And Mike McCarthy got fired. So we can cross that road if y'all want to. That's the plate. Plus you can call in with any types of, you know, Q&A if you want to. You know, you can ask pizza or tacos if you want to. I would say tacos, whatever. Lieutenant Dan, before we got on the phone, you were quite pissed off about the draft Illuminati, and it made me very proud when you said it. So just kind of recap what you were saying to me earlier.
Well, first of all, I want to say we got 67 people watching right now and only 14 likes. Damn. And if you're not hitting that like button, you're doing it wrong. Damn. If you're here to support Voch Lombardi, wow. We've got almost 70 people in the chat now watching this video. Sheesh. Hit that like button. Appreciate it. Go over there. Make sure you sub to this channel. Make sure that you hit that notification bell. That's the first thing you need to do. Second thing. Congratulations to Voch Lombardi, the coach, the man. Yes. 30,000 subs. 30K.
I remember, if I could tell a quick story before we start hating on the Illuminati. I remember, like yesterday, I was like, bruh, why the fuck 500 people watching what I'm doing? You know what I mean? Like, this whole channel started because it was this one cat in this debate group. He thought that Derrick Henry was better than Ezekiel Elliott. I didn't even want to make a channel out of this. I just wanted to kind of just talk my talk and, you know, let him not go through life just wrong like that. And it just got views and views and views. And I remember getting 500 subs going, holy shit, I'm going to be rich. I remember like when all this stuff started going in motion, when I was first able to monetize, when everything started going in motion, man. So just being at 30,000, just like I told Lieutenant Dan, it never gets old. It never gets old. Every milestone I hit, I'm more and more impressed by it. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna get to 50 at some point. And I'll probably be at 50 by the middle of next year. I'll be just as blown away when I get 50. But salute to everybody for tuning in or whatnot. All right, cool. Virginia's fine to send me an email. I'll check on that. Before we get started, man, because, the calls are most important. Mad Dog, what's cracking, bro?
Hey, man, I'm pretty depressed, man. Sucks.
Because the Jets got whooped? That's why you mad?
We didn't get whooped. I mean, we lost last second to Marcus. I don't have an arm, Mariota.
Damn, man, dog.
It's pretty pathetic.
Damn, man, dog. You ain't got to do him like that.
Yeah,
My bad,
man.
bro.
Tabo sucks. Our offensive coordinator sucks. Yeah, just wanted to call in, man. Talk about some draft guys, man.
Okay.
This season is basically done.
Damn.
Yeah. Congrats to the Cowboys. You guys don't have, much worries. I mean, Dak Prescott could have earned himself about $27 million, but kind of shit the bed. But your defense is pretty disgusting.
I'll say this, and I'm about to drop the video on it after we done with this. Like I'm editing and kind of uploading it now. Dak didn't shit the bed. The offensive lineman kind of let him hang dry a little bit. So I'm definitely gonna prove the hell out of that. But
I will say he made some key throws at times.
And the pack was clean too when he did it. Yeah, but
yeah. And you look. I don't know who your defensive coordinator is, but they better get some prostitutes or some cocaine and some raises or some shit, man.
I don't think Marinelli's thing work no more to have prostitutes. So I don't think he could. I don't think he needs. I don't think it work like that. Huh? I mean,
hey, if Jerry Jones could still mess with some 20-year-old women, I think he got some drugs ready for your boy, man. But you guys, like, I was watching some replays, and they're talking about how you guys basically blitz the middle, and that's one of the smartest things you could do against Drew Brees, just because his height, and he's like I won't say a timing guy, but given his height, he likes to the field of vision, and you guys basically took that away from him and kind of shut him down, man. That defense, man. I don't know how far you guys will get, but I think this team looks better than Dak's rookie season in terms of how far you go, man. Because that defense is, I mean, shit. If all you have to do is make a few key throws at Amari Cooper, run the ball with Zeke, and just tell Dak to move his legs a little bit when the pocket collapses, I mean, hey, man, you guys could get far. Who else is, besides the Rams, who else is really, ultra dominant or not beatable in the NFC?
The Cowboys going to the Super Bowl, Mad Dog. You hearing me say it now? You hearing me say that shit now, Mad Dog? You hearing me say it now, Mad Dog? Let me say this, Mad Dog. Let me say this, because the Saints are the most balanced team in the National Football League, Mad Dog. They can throw, they can run, and they can play defense. The Rams,
defense rank though. I don't know about this. I know last year there was.
The Saints rank like top 10, something like that. They close to us, something like that. But they're the most balanced team. The Rams are nasty on offense, but I think we can beat them on defense. I think we can beat the damn Chiefs score 50 points, but they let you score 41. You know what I'm saying? If we can play, if you play,
Marcus Peters is not having a good year, as good of a year this season as people expected, and so. I gotta watch the video on Sud because it's weird because people say Sud fell off like last year.
On who?
Thing with Sud, he was getting a lot
of
double.
Who?
Ndamukong Suh.
His name is Sue, man. Ndamukong Suh.
No, my bad. Sue, my bad.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Sir.
God damn.
What's up, Voch?
What's up, Dan?
What's up?
Shit. Go ahead, Mad Dog. Ndamukong Suh said what about it? I don't think he's not falling off. Just sometimes he plays out of position. The Rams got 2-3 techs basically, and sometimes one of them got to play one tech. Aaron Donald plays defensive end sometimes they hybrid themselves into better looks. So it looks kind of funny, but it's just a big jumble over there. But Ndamukong Suh can still play. Salute.
I just got. I'm not going to say Sue, my bad.
Yes, sir.
Dominican Sue, man.
Yes, sir.
But on a draft tip, man, like this, I know you guys don't give two shits about the Jets, but I have to go here. If Nick Bosa somehow fell to us at, say, right now they say we're supposedly at 3 instead of 4, we moved up because we suck.
Nah, man. Gee.
Would you, and knowing that the Jets need a shitload of draft picks because we are just fucking terrible.
I wouldn't trade back.
You would. Does Nick Bosa look that transcendent? Like he looks like he's that dude.
I think sometimes teams get too cute with the whole trade back deal. I think the whole point of the draft is to get as many of the best guys that you could possibly get on your team. But the key to that is the best guys. You know, you could end up with a couple second round dudes, but man, how much better would the Browns be if they had Joey Bosa and Myles Garrett? You know what I'm saying? Just like together.
Ooh.
Just
how much
together.
better would the Browns be if with the Julio Jones trade, if they're all 5 of their picks that they got out of that actually worked out?
Sure.
That right there proves to you that you can acquire 90 goddamn draft picks and 30 of them can be first round, but you got to hit on those picks.
Go get Julio.
You got to still get talent.
Yeah, go get Carson Wentz. Hell, go get Pat Mahomes instead of trading out. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of pros to getting a lot of draft picks. I get it. And it's fun as a draft fan to get as many players on your team as you possibly can, but get the best guys and just go again next year, and just kind of see what happens. You know, that's why next year I think a lot of teams are going to end up trading up to go get Tagovailoa or Fromm or Justin Herbert. Like guys really gonna move up. So
yeah, this is the year to try to stay pat, stay where you are.
Yes.
Watch how it falls. Don't worry too much about going up and grabbing a Quentin Williams or a Nick Bosa and hoping that they fall or trying to trade way the heck up. There's plenty of talent around this board. People are underestimating a lot of these defensive tackles. There's a lot of great talent. So don't worry too much about trying to trade in and out of spots. Grab the best guys in this draft that complement your needs.
And we're actually about to get into that right now. Mad Dog, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm just depressed.
Man, it's all good. I might open up the phone lines later, bro. Call back.
Hey, dog. I'm a Falcons fan. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it with you, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
But you guys, I mean,
they got Matt Ryan and Julio and all these other guys, and yeah, it's worse.
I know, but
it's worse.
Like, I don't know. Like you guys at least have some type of. There's something there, man. Like my Jets, man. Todd Bowles just sucks. Jeremy Bates should have stayed retired.
Damn.
They're ruining Sam Darnold. I mean, he's already injured.
Damn.
Like we are just fucking awful. I will ask you guys this one thing. How do you guys feel about Josh Allen, the linebacker from Kentucky?
I love Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen nasty.
I'm very meh about Josh Allen.
Love Josh Allen. Now to be fair, if I'm the Jets, I'm not getting Josh Allen because I think that's pretty early for Josh. Like if the Jets end up like 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, I think that's pretty early for Josh. But if the Jets end up like top 3, then you definitely shoot for Nick, or you definitely if you're the Jets, what you really hope is that somebody falls in love with the quarterback from Missouri or you know one of these other guys, Drew Lock. You really want somebody to have a great Senior Bowl and get up front and make some team have to jump up and push guys down. If you the Jets, that's really what you want. But I don't think it's going to be a lot of those guys this year. So everybody could stay pat.
Yeah, I think everybody's ready for 2019 or
2020.
Next draft. 2020, excuse me.
2020. Yeah.
And you guys messed up with this Dak thing winning because you guys were looking like you're about to try to go and get Tua. And the Giants are going to beat you to it, man.
Man, the Giants came out and said that they cool with Eli.
Offense.
Huh?
My bad. Tua in this offense with that defense, that's a Super Bowl. That's a Super Bowl team right there. Man.
That's why we're going to trade up to go get them. Appreciate it, Mad Dog.
All right, man.
We going to trade back up to go get them. Dan, tell us about some of these players you've been watching. You've actually been watching a little more film than me. I'm really going to grind on it once. I got to get a lot of this Cowboy stuff out the way, man. Because when the Cowboys win, it gets hot, and when the grease is hot, you drop the fish. Like I'm gonna drop a Cowboys video after this live stream. You know what I'm saying? So you've been watching some D tackles. Tell us about the Illuminati and who are they sleeping on, and who are they trying to hype up?
Yeah, man. If you're not using the grease while it's hot, you're dead as fried chicken because you're missing your opportunities. So some of the guys that I've been watching are most of the first and second round defensive tackles, specifically because when I go into a draft class, I'm usually watching what the Falcons are in need of, and then we'll concentrate on that particular class of players, whether it be the tackles, the linebackers, and whatnot. It just so happens that the needs of the Falcons are also one of the biggest talent groups in this draft class, which is defensive tackle. There is a lot of great talent coming out of this draft class, and I truly mean that. From not only from the first round guys, the easy names that you always are going to name in this draft class, all the way down to the second round guys, guys that are really kind of intriguing me a little bit. But I want to get into the group of five, or maybe actually the four horsemen of this group that I feel are locks. These are locks. You're going to get crazy draft value from these guys because they're gonna do the nitty-gritty things. They're gonna do the things about sliding down the line and pushing offensive linemen into gaps. Okay. They're gonna be the guys that are going to play multiple positions on your team. They're the guys that are going to not only give you starting caliber talent, but also rotate with guys and be able to give you opportunities that you did not have. So let's get into those guys. Okay. Number one, let's go ahead and get into Quentin Williams. Now,
he's the best player in this draft, in my opinion, Dan.
In your opinion,
yes, sir.
The best player in this draft.
Yes,
I can't disagree with the take of he's the best of the defensive tackles. But in the draft, that's debatable. I don't want to get too deep into that.
It is debatable, and to be fair, it's early, and we got a lot of time to change our mind. We got a lot more film to watch, a lot more second, third takes to do. You know what I mean? I could easily say, okay, I take it back. Bosa's the guy. I could easily do that. But as of now, boy, Quentin Williams is the best player in this draft. And what it comes down to is he has so much control. When you can be disruptive with control, it means so much to me. Shouts out to everybody that's listening to the Draft Illuminati when it comes down to guys like Ed Oliver. Cool, I like Ed Oliver. But he does a lot of one-gap, straightforward disruption type of stuff. He loses control in there, doesn't use his hands. Quentin Williams will shoot his hands, then drive you. At the perfect moment, he'll swim over and grab you. It's so meticulous. I love the small detail, the small nuance, the technique, the strength, the hand speed. He got a little quickness for the inside. I think the only thing that'll make Quentin fall, and this is a real concern, and the same thing goes for guys like Dexter Lawrence, is that it's a passing league, and you got to give pass rush skill set, right? Now, Quentin Williams can pass rush because he's more dominant than the guy across from him. But when he gets to the next level, there may be a guy, some guy on his team that bursts a little better. So that may make Quentin drop a little bit. That may make Dexter Lawrence drop a little bit. And that probably would give an athlete like Ed Oliver or Rashawn Gary the edge. But Lieutenant Dan got his own opinion on Ed Oliver. I ain't gonna get in there. Go ahead, Dan. Tell us about those big five.
I don't even consider Ed Oliver a defensive tackle.
Damn, Dan. Go ahead.
Like, how are you considered a defensive tackle?
Dan. So, would you consider Ed a less refined Solomon Thomas?
He's better than Solomon Thomas.
I think he has more athletic gifts. But
I think Solomon Thomas is a really good base defensive tackle.
Sure. And that's what I think Ed is. I think Ed is a three tech, but they both would the projection of them both would be put at defensive end because they're smaller guys, but they don't really have defensive end traits. Ed Oliver is best when you just put him in B gap and tell him to just fly forward. You know what I mean? But how many teams are going to allow him to do that?
You're basically using him as Michael Bennett from the Seahawks.
Sure.
I mean that's kind of that's the best role for him. Sure. Is to on passing downs go to three tech, and then most other times you're having him rush outside. I mean that's where you would most likely go put this guy.
But
he's a very specific type of guy,
and
he's going to need a lot of work.
And that's what's so hard for me to like get about him, because even if you put him at end, like you would put him there because he's smaller, but it ain't like he got great bend. It ain't like he got great technique. He still is better going forward. And if you in C gap going forward, damn it, you just in C gap going forward. And it makes sense, right? If you think about it, they put Ed at like nose guard sometimes, right? I'm like, why they got Ed at 0? Because he only goes forward. He doesn't bend. He doesn't do well laterally. He's athletic enough. He probably can, but he doesn't do well with beating a block, shedding hands, and changing direction like that. That's other guys. Rashawn Gary got better bend than Ed Oliver.
Well, I'm getting. This is the one that really sticks to me. Voch, what is the least amount of weight that a defensive tackle can have for your squad? What is the lightest that a defensive tackle can be?
280. 270 kind of small.
270 kind of small?
270 kind of small, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So he is listed at 280.
Yeah.
Playing 3-tech defensive tackle and nose tackle, by the way, in Houston.
He not gonna play nose on the next level.
Whooping up on kids in the AAC.
Mm-hmm. I saw this one.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
There are people in camps, certain camps, saying that Houston is hiding his weight. He's sub 280. He's 275. He's 270.
Absolutely.
No. You don't understand. He is not playing defensive tackle for me. No. Ever. And because he doesn't have refined pass rush moves as a defensive end, he's a specialty player.
So let me ask you this.
Drafting him in the top 5 for a specialty player.
So let me, I totally agree. Let me ask you this. So when he gets to the next level, do you give him a dumbbell and a sandwich in hopes that he gets 10 more pounds and then put him at 3-tech?
I mean, but that's up from coaching staff to coaching staff and strength and conditioning coach to strength and conditioning coach.
And you don't want to risk his burst. Who's going to do the best
job in grooming him?
And you don't want to risk his burst, because that's really what he's really good at, the quickness, the burst, and you don't want to slow him down a bit.
So Mad Dog, right, with the Jets?
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah. So if the Jets strength and conditioning program, I don't know how good they are there, but if their strength and conditioning program is not up to snuff to make Ed Oliver into a force,
then you got a problem.
Yeah, you're going to have a bust.
This is another deal, too. He wouldn't even be good for the Jets.
No.
It's only 16 teams, maybe 12, that could actually use Ed Oliver. Don't put him on your team and ask him to two-gap people. Like, you would think, okay, well, cool, 3-4 defensive end. Well, no, because in those fronts, you got to be able to come off the ball, use your hands, and read. You got to be able to play B and C gap. Ed Oliver ain't that guy. Ed Oliver is a one-gap player that just gets forward and gets nasty. What the hell you going to do with Ed Oliver?
Ed Oliver is going to be the kind of guy that would fall into the 10 to 15 spot that the Seahawks would love to go get. He's going to fall to a spot where
he fits there. He fits in Seattle, sure.
Yeah. There's, like you said, there's only about 12 to 16. I wouldn't even say more than that. I would say about 12 teams that are actually going to utilize his talent the right way. Uh-huh. And then there's going to be everybody else that's going to take him. He was doing, I saw this, I just saw this in the chat from Brazilian X Skills, which, by the way, all my peeps from Unintentional Grounding are coming into the chat. So good to see all of you guys. But I saw the same thing when we were watching tape on Marcus Davenport that I see from Ed Oliver, whooping up on Mary School for the Blind and Podunk University.
Yeah.
Okay? That doesn't mean that he's not going to be a great talent. Yeah. It just means that he will most likely not be featured well with about 3/4 of the league.
Yeah.
So don't overdraft Ed Oliver.
And I still think
Illuminati hype.
I still think Saints fans overrating Davenport. I don't think that Marcus
Davenport's overrated. I just think that he's overdrafted.
I think he's definitely overdrafted. He's 100% overvalued when it comes to what they gave up to go get him, then drafting him there. But Saints fans 100% overrate Marcus Davenport. But that's fine, though, because that's basically what we've been saying. He's a bunch of raw skills, and if he learns, he'll be cool. But we just can't make an initial impression because he's whooping up on North Texas. You know what I'm saying? The same thing for Ed Oliver. Go ahead.
So do you want to take the risk? There it is. Do you want to roll the dice, take the risk, take Oliver, or be safe and go on to one of my other 3 workhorses, which I'll go into my next workhorse.
Let me say this. Can I say this? Hang tight.
Yeah.
This is what I think is going to happen. And I'm going to use the Dallas Cowboys for this example because it makes the most sense. In 17. Yes, in the 2017 draft when we drafted Taco Charlton, right? The reason we got Taco Charlton in the first round because there were so many cornerbacks, so many quality cornerbacks that we knew that there were going to be some available in the second and third round. We actually doubled up in round 2 and 3. I think it's going to be like that for D linemen this year, to where we're looking at some of these D tackles and we go, man, that dude can play. But if you think about where he ranks or where he will fall, you know, in conjunction with like the rest of the guys, he may end up falling to the second round because some team is going to go, man, I could get Ed Oliver here, but I'll take, I don't know, like Christian Wilkins later and get somebody else here. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Like if you if you're the Raiders, right, and you got multiple first round picks, I don't expect the Raiders to take a guy like Ed Oliver right now. Or like Quentin Williams right now, because they got a pick in the 20s that they can get Justin Simmons at. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. But go ahead, Dan.
So my next guy, because everybody in here knows that I'm a Clemson guy. Everybody knows I'm a Falcons guy. So I'm not trying to be biased when I say that I like the Clemson guys. I like the Clemson defensive tackles. In fact, actually, as a Clemson guy, I highly advise everybody in here steer clear from Clelin Ferrell. Do not draft Clelin Ferrell in the top 10. You will be highly disappointed with the production that you're going to be getting from Clelin Ferrell. Also, Austin Bryant, probably into the first round, into the second round kind of guy. Do not go and draft a guy like that is literally, and I hate to say this because I for years I defended the man, but do not go and try to draft Vic Beasley 2.0. See what the Falcons have dealt with Vic Beasley. You don't want that. So that's Austin Bryant. And then there's a heavier version of Vic Beasley and Clelin Ferrell. You don't want that. Go get guys that are a little more polished, that have a little more pass rush, and are not leaning on guys like Christian Wilkins and Dexter Lawrence. But let's go ahead and hit this next guy. Jeffrey Simmons is a monster.
Mississippi State. Okay.
Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to not draft him because of his off the field issue with the chick.
He has an off the field issue?
He does have an off the field issue.
So what exactly was the issue with the chick?
From my understanding, his sister was attacked by another female.
Okay.
And he punched this female trying to defend his sister.
Damn.
And then that was considered assault on a woman.
Okay.
And this is where we stand now. Now, since then, he has become a community leader.
Sure.
And his off the field work with other communities, as well as organizations for charity and with the school, have been beyond any of the other players that are there.
Lieutenant Dan, I feel you, but hit girl guy he gets a bad
hit
rap.
Hit girl
in the
guy
league
gets the bad rep and gets drafted towards the end of the draft.
Like
that's
guys deal with weed guy and gun under the seat guy, but hit girl guy is as bad as it gets now, especially now.
Yeah,
Kareem ain't got a team. Kareem don't play no more. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
We'll see.
So I step into this first round and I say that something that happened 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I can't exactly remember when this happened. It didn't happen recently. Yeah. But I'm sitting here and saying that a person that has done his quote unquote time, air quotes, and come out to the community and said, look, I understand this was a mistake. And I understand that I can only control what I can control. So here I am doing what I need to do off the field as well as on the field to be the best person I can be. And I respect that. I respect that more than trying to defend yourself. Yeah. I respect someone just going, tell me what the process is and I will work myself out of this hole to do whatever it takes. Instead of trying to be defensive and going, no, I was defending my sister. No, he laid it down. He let it all go. And he said, I'm just going to go out here and do what I need to do in school to become a better player and a better person off the field as well. Yep. And that's where we are now with Jeffrey Simmons. And the tape I see from Jeffrey Simmons,
it's top tier tape.
It's top tier tape.
Top tier tape. Right.
And it's not the flashy plays. Because I got to tell you right now, all of y'all watching right now, all 122 of y'all, 123 of y'all watching right now, which, by the way, we only have 55 likes, and come on, y'all. Come on. And one dislike. Who's that?
A Saints fan. A Saints fan.
Probably a Saints fan. Probably Saints fan. Anywho, get back to the topic.
My bad.
Okay.
My bad.
Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, Jeffrey Simmons, I'm going to tell you, all of you guys watching right now, 120 some odd people watching right now, don't be seduced or distracted by a shiny bag of nickels. Okay? Look for the nitty-gritty work. Look for the guys that are doing it in the trenches that are they may not be getting the sacks, but they're out there getting work done. Jeffrey Simmons is one of those guys. Jeffrey Simmons has the work and the length to boot. Yeah. The length to boot. I think this kid's like 6'6", 6'7", something like that. Arms, my God, they go for days.
Consistent,
but consistent pad level, consistent attack, not getting moved off the line, works his butt off on every play, sideline to sideline, north and south, east and west. This kid is a monster. Someone's going to get a steal for Jeffrey Simmons because plenty of organizations are going to be standoffish of the reasons that we just said previously. But this kid right here knows what he's doing. And this is one of the four horsemen of this draft. Okay. He knows exactly where he's going to be and where he needs to be to make a play. And that's what I respect about Jeffrey Simmons more than a Rashawn Gary, who is most likely going to be just a strong side defensive end that the Illuminati is spoon-feeding everybody in here. He's shiny. He's from Michigan. Since he's been in high school, he's been the diva, the boy, the man. He's come here. Look, I understand that it's fun to look at shiny nickels, but when you start counting them up, some of them are fake. Okay? Look at the guys that actually do the work.
Thing about Rashawn Gary is that he's going to how he's going to sell himself is where are you going to find somebody that size that moves like that? You know what I mean? Rashawn Gary is going to be ridiculous at the combine. Rashawn Gary is going to grade better than some defensive ends. Like he's legit a super athlete, and he's going to get a lot of points on it. He might end up playing defensive end, but he's another guy that I think can play passing down 3-tech guy also. So
the thing I like about Rashawn Gary and the thing I also don't like about Rashawn Gary is that athletic trait of his. He is very, very athletic. Sure. But then when he gets on the field, I don't see elite bend. I see pass rush moves. There's plenty of them in his repertoire.
I'll tell you
but
what.
I don't see him out there being a top 10 dominate. This is good. When you're drafting the top 10, you're drafting guys that are supposed to be with your organization for a very long time. And Rashawn Gary doesn't strike me as that.
Thing about Rashawn, he look. All I said was he's a super athlete. He does need a lot of refined skills. There's this new term that I'm using is that he has a lot more defensive line to go. He got a lot more D tackle to go, and I kind of said that thinking about Oliver. I was like, man, he got so much D line to learn. He got so much. Like, he's an athlete. Rashawn Gary's an athlete. He got so much D line to learn. But when you look at Quentin Williams, like that dude can D line. You know what I'm saying? Rashawn Gary, I don't really see him punching, extending, finding. Like it happens sometimes. I don't see him. I don't see him rush, plant foot, rip inside, swing. I don't see that much. I don't see him get blocked, back up playing. Boom. I don't see it. I see it with other guys though. I see it with Josh Allen. I got to watch a little more Montez Sweat. Don't let me, say something about him yet. I'm not ready to. But Rashawn got a lot to learn if he's going to play defensive end. But if you start him at 3-tech, I think he could be another one of those get up field only and B gap guys. He's just like Ed in my opinion, man. I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be for a lot of teams. He's not a 2-gap player. But somebody's going to fall in love with that.
Yeah, it's another specialty type. I think that, like you said, in your case with the Cowboys, Oliver is probably just too much of a specialty player to add to that rotation. And with the Falcons, talking about Rashawn Gary, I think that there's just too much that he needs to learn to be what we're asking him to be, which would be a strong side defensive end and a 3-tech, kind of a switch and back and forth. I know he can eventually become that, but it's not the sure thing. It's not the guy. He's super athletic. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But that athleticism also kind of limits what he can truly be. So he's going to have to pick one position, get real good at that, and then eventually start sliding over because he has the athletic gifts to become a little bit better. Let's get back to the last two of the 4 horsemen in this group that truly, truly, I feel are special. They might go top 10. They might go near the bottom of the first. I'm really not sure. But Christian Wilkins and Dexter Lawrence, the bad men from Clemson, are just so athletically gifted. And there's something about their tape, more Dexter Lawrence than Christian Wilkins, but there's something about their tape that just makes me feel like one of the two of the boys, not both, but one of the two of the boys is going to land on Voch Lombardi's all ass whoop team.
Dexter Lawrence got a lot of ass whoop in him, but I think it all comes back down to what I said earlier, man. Seeing the league move into a more of a passing league. Can Dexter Lawrence be a pass rush guy for you? He nasty for us to run. He can stuff the shit out of whatever gap you put him in. Whether he's 0-tech, 1-tech, whatever. But it's going to be him moving around in pass rush situations is what I think is going to be the difference.
Now, after watching all of last season and then him coming out and saying that all of his 2017 season was him playing on injury, like literally through the whole year playing on injury. And then coming into 2018, Dexter Lawrence started proving to me that a 340-pound man moving like a linebacker is absolutely insane. That's stupid.
Dexter Lawrence don't move like a linebacker.
I dare you to go start watching his tape right now.
I've watched Dexter.
Stop this live show and go start watching his tape.
I've watched
Dexter Lawrence is the boy.
I've watched Dexter Lawrence.
Now is he as good as Quentin Williams? No, the drop off is incredible.
He don't move.
He's incredible. He's not Quentin Williams. He's nowhere near Quentin Williams.
Quentin Williams don't move like a linebacker. Justin probably like not named Ed and Rashawn. Like Justin's probably the next athletic guy. Well, because then there's the kid from Ohio State, so he can.
There is the kid from Ohio State who I actually like, but there's plenty of people that are detractors saying that he's bottom of the first round into the second round, and I'm keeping my eye on him. I don't have any problem with.
But Dan, that's true. If you look at Quentin, Ed, Rashawn, Christian, Lawrence, Justin, freaking. DeMontre is the 7th guy I just named. You know what I'm saying? Like it's bound to happen. You got to draft receivers somewhere. The cornerbacks got to go in there.
Yeah, you got to draft offensive line, corners, the linebackers that are in here, the potentially quarterbacks.
A few offensive linemen. Like somebody's going to get bumped to the second round.
Somebody's going to fall. So I'm just saying that not all of these guys are going to go in top 10. Sure. That's not what I'm trying to say here. Sure. I hope nobody in the chat thought that that's what I was trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that one of these 4 workhorses that you're going to get, those are the guys that you should be talking about. You shouldn't be allowing the draft Illuminati to get away with exactly what we were talking about just a little while ago, Voch, which is fake people out, put up the big name from the big school, and go out there and pretend like these guys are supposed to go top 10.
Law Nation says Dexter Lawrence is the best because his last name is Lawrence. We feel you, Law. As far as the Illuminati goes, Dan, the point that I was making when we were talking prior to the stream is that it's about stories and it's about who's the star and who have we been following. We've been following Rashawn Gary since he was in high school. I found some like a high school camp that Rashawn Gary was in. I found a camp that Ed Oliver was in. And we've been following these guys. They've been having hype since their freshman year. So now, of course, it is the time for them to be drafted. We're going to make them the fanfare because they're the ones that are more, that people know better. But we should put some respect on the Clemson guys' names. We should put some respect on Alabama kids. You know what I mean?
The only reason why I would say to take a Jeffrey Simmons or a Quentin Williams or a Dexter Lawrence or a Christian Wilkins over a guy like a Raquan Davis or a Rashawn Gary or a Ed Oliver or is it the Bennett kid from Ohio State would be just the fact that they're out there working the trenches unlike a lot of other people. They are out there doing nitty-gritty work that I just don't see from this class outside of those four horsemen.
I see this in the comment section, and I actually saw somebody else say this. They were talking in terms of Ed Oliver, actually. But 251R runner, he says, how many sacks would Quentin Williams have if he played in the ACC? I think Quentin would be dominant anywhere he goes. But the one comment that kind of had me kind of pissed off was he was defending Ed Oliver, and he was like, if Ed went to Alabama and Quentin went to Houston, and Quentin didn't have other talent to free him up, like what would Quentin Williams do? I was like, fam, first of all, you're wrong. Nobody frees one text up. One text don't get freed up, fam. One text the ones that take the hit. And if you put Quentin Williams versus Tulsa, God bless you. You put Quentin.
I mean, okay, let's just put it this way: Quentin Williams versus Georgia a few days ago. I watched him as a one-man army dismantling that offensive line. And everyone else, this is what's so funny, everyone else worked off of what Quentin Williams was doing.
Yes!
Now, that's exactly what I see at Clemson.
Sure.
But it's two guys instead of one. Everybody works off of what Dexter Lawrence and Christian Wilkins do.
Yeah.
Then everybody swarms. Yeah. They know who the alphas of that group are. Yeah. Those are the alphas. It ain't Cleveland Farrell, who continues to get mocked in the top 10 because he's the next best pass rusher because pass rushers really fall off after that. It ain't, Austin Bryant. You can go to Raquan Davis or Isaiah Buggs at Alabama or, down the list of Alabama guys. They play off of Quentin Williams. They play off of what he does. If he ends the play, they go, pat, pat, okay, clap. All right, let's line up. Quentin Williams did what he needed to do.
Time out. Shouts out to Virginia's finest. He's leaving the chat box. He just got his Leighton Vander Esch jersey in the mail, so everybody clap him up for his Leighton Vander Esch jersey. All right, cool. Take it easy, bro. Go ahead, Dan. Finish what you were saying. My bad, cutting you off.
No. I'm just saying that if Quentin Williams makes a play, everybody else just takes a breather for a second and goes, all right, cool. All right. Ooh, man, that was all right, cool. He got it. But if Quentin Williams can't make the play, for some reason whatsoever, they follow the gap assignments and where the ball is going off of Quentin Williams. And that's how they're able to stop him. Yeah. That's not, by the way, talking down about Alabama.
Oh, no.
That's not talking down about Alabama. That's talking about how great Quentin Williams is as a leader and as someone that you can play off of. Because we always make that misconception. Yeah. We make that misconception that if one player is dominating, all the rest of them are not good enough. Yeah. That's not true.
I encourage y'all to
have
go,
an alpha dog.
I encourage y'all to go watch the damn film session, man. Quentin versus like Ole Miss and LSU. They tried to double team him. They tried. He just moved one cat to this side, and Raekwon was like, oh, "Okay, cool."
Now, let me put a prerequisite here and say that as many times as Quentin Williams beat up on a Georgia offensive lineman, there were plenty of times where the Georgia offensive lineman got a little bit of the better of Quentin Williams. Sure. That shows for Quentin Williams' 1 year start at Alabama.
Sure.
So that is something of one little tiny red flag on a lawn full of 18 holes of grass.
Yes, sir.
That you might need to think about when you have Quentin Williams.
Boy, that's a lot of grass.
Might come to bite you, but the talent there and everybody playing off of Quentin Williams shows you everything you need to know about his elite status as the top defensive tackle in this class. Then it would be the Clemson boys. Then it would be Jeffrey Simmons. Then it would probably be Bennett. And then you can kind of slot guys in between those names that I just put in as guys that are athletes like Gary and Oliver and Cleveland Farrell. And I mean, we could talk about everybody says that Nick Bosa is going number 1, but what if he falls a little bit? Do you take Quentin or do you take Nick Bosa? It's a great conversation that we're going to have, but don't fall for the shiny bag of nickels, because I bet you all of those aren't nickels. Some of them might be pennies.
Some of them might be damn, I don't know, Chuck E. Cheese
Ada
tokens.
Wood.
Chuck E. Cheese
Wood,
tokens
bro.
or something. maybe some bullshit. It may be Zenny that you can't even spend in America.
You bringing out DBZ currency, man?
Fictional currency.
Are you?
It may be Sonic rings or something. I don't know. Shit.
Let's get to this McCarthy, bro. Let's get to this.
Mike McCarthy got fired, man, and I know some Cowboys fans that was like, whoa. I know somebody wanted to hire Mike McCarthy. But man, you got Aaron Rodgers, fam, and you kind of had this season, like, I think it comes down to who wins the politic battle. Who wins the politic battle? And if I'm the GM and I got to go, damn, it's either me or it's one of them, the GM got to go, okay, which one of y'all got to go? You looking at Aaron, and you looking at Mike. If you ask Aaron the problem, he'll say Mike. You ask Mike the problem, I don't know if he'll say Aaron, but you would much rather get rid of Mike before you get rid of your 35-year-old quarterback. So
I mean, you're not lying. I also, again, approach it from a different angle. Now, you're looking at the Packers, who have had multiple successful seasons under Mike McCarthy. Aaron Rodgers was in here lighting up the league, blazing. And look at the drafts that they have had. Sure. I mean,
I think they had a pretty good offseason of player acquisition this year. I think this year was a good year of player acquisition for the.
Wait, but Voch, think about what you just said. This year.
Yes.
What about all the other years?
Fair enough.
What about all the other years of O linemen and D linemen and DBs and linebackers and weapons that they put on this team? Fair. Where are they at though?
Fair enough.
Where are they at though? So, so the scapegoat goes, the head coach goes, but I think there's still a snake in the grass. I think somebody at that GM position might be trying to get away from it all, huh?
Is that some Green Bay Packer Illuminati stuff you talking about, Dan?
I'm not saying anything, man. I'm not saying anything. I'm just providing the facts and the truth, right? And the GM has 50-50 split with the coach, right, of making decisions outside of the owner stepping in and saying, I like that boy. He's right here. Go ahead and draft him, right?
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So if things are a problem with drafting players and you just fired the head coach and it doesn't get better next season, head's going to roll, fam. Head's going to roll. That's all I got to say about that.
You think Mike McCarthy is Law Nation dropped $30 in the super chat for the 30,000 subs. Boy, I can't wait to get to 100,000. Boy, we hit Law Nation up. Boy, I can't wait till I get 1 million subs. I'm gonna look at Law Nation right now and be like, nah, man, bullshit, man. Law is no bullshit. Like legit, one of the most genuine cats in this YouTube game, man. I bump elbows with a lot of people in this thing, Dan. I bump elbows with a lot of people. And when I tell you, if there's an opportunity on the table for Law, the first thing he do when he get home is he pick his phone up and he hit the inbox and be like, yo, Voch, man, you know what you know, what you know what I'm saying? Nothing but pure intentions from that dude. He don't hide nothing. The whole Cowboys XP thing. He could have been quiet to himself. But he said, "Yo, I mean, you getting these Cowboys YouTubes together. What about my man's Voch Lombardi? He's a film guy. He got this many followers, this many views. Da da da. Bring him on board too. And I'm able to do Cowboys XP stuff like interview Joe Looney and Rod Smith and Jeff Heath. I'm able to do these things." Put Drew Pearson and Ed Too Tall Jones on my channel. I'm able to do these things because Law Nation is righteous enough to just bring my name up in a conversation. So I appreciate them. I mean that shit 100%.
The times that I have met up with you and been on Law's show and the advice that he's given me has gotten me to 3,000 subs. Mm-hmm. So salute to Law, like seriously, and to all of you guys and gals in the chat that are listening right now. You don't have to go in like Law, go as hard as Law, and drop that 30 in the super chat. You can go straight to Voch Lombardi in his links in the description of this video. Wow. Go straight to his Patreon and go hit him up $1 a month and go support the man.
You wouldn't even know it's gone. You wouldn't even know it's gone. Cardinal fans say, "Set it and forget it."
Set and forget it. I mean, it's not that hard, man. I got a nice following. I was gonna say rabid, but it's a nice following of ladies and gentlemen who put $1 a month into the Patreon to hear me talk Falcons sports, to watch me do breakdowns on Falcons film, and go do draft stuff.
It makes a difference.
And truly, 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 it makes a difference. You think your $1 doesn't make a difference? It truly does. So hit up Voch's Patreon, link in the description. Donate $1, $12 in a whole year, man. That's less than what, a Netflix subscription now?
Yeah, pretty much.
YouTube TV.
That's less than a bag of hand sanitizer. That's less than.
I mean, hell, man.
You know what I'm saying? We have a few things to do. Then we're going to get into the playoffs. Then we're going to go home. So before we do that, I'm going to go to my OBS. I'm going to scroll. And Metal Gear Solid. Hey, man, we talk about all this supporting, man. Hey, these shirts kind of fly, fam. Don't even act like, you know what I'm saying, you see the I Watch Film shirt or you see the Speed Shrimp Ass Whoop shirt to make you go, I need one of them. Hey, man, that link is in the description for you. I even found this thing called a URL shortener, and I made it shorter so you can just click it and it goes straight to it. You ain't got to type it in yourself. It's in the description. Shop.spreadshirt.com/ShopLombardi. Everything is down bottom for you. Also, Patreon, all that. Don't forget about that stuff. We have a caller, and we're going to get to the caller, and then we're going to hate on people's college football playoff opinion. I let Dan listen to Too Short, and we had a good laugh at it.
Lord Jesus Christ!
Damn.
Oh boy,
301. What's cracking? Who this?
This there from Maryland, man. Hold it down for the Dosey Wolski and the QC Weekly, man. Shout out to the 30K, man. Much appreciated.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Salute to you. What you got for the show, brother?
All right, I just want to make a couple of draft comments talking about four of the best players in the draft.
Okay.
For me, it's an undisputed top three in this draft. That's Nick Bosa, Ed Oliver, and Quentin Williams. And I want to make the comments about Ed Oliver that despite him listing being at like 270, 275, to me, he is a lot like Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney together.
In what way?
But in their best and their worst parts.
In what way? Please explain. Please clean this up. Please fix this.
Okay. That Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney were mainly known for doing maybe one or two moves and just dominating. The fact that that's where what people is going way overboard and gaga about it is the fact that Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney were freaky athletic for their size. Were once in a generation athletes. But the problem of it is that they didn't learn other moves and stuff and their respective college years that made people going hesitant about them. So that's what I'm saying is that I agree, partial ways agree with Lieutenant Dan, but I do see for why everybody would go nuts about Ed Oliver saying that he is a top three player in this draft. And that Quentin Williams is, to me, kind of like a lot like Leonard Williams maybe a little less athletic than Leonard Williams, but Quentin Williams is an absolute monster. The thing that may hinder him is that because of his size, he may not move as well, say, and maybe going for like the flash and all the circumstance like Ed Oliver. But the thing is that if a team that's entering in the top 3 in the draft, and you have to have possibly maybe have a quarterback, say like the Oakland Raiders, and you get rid of Derek Carr, it's like, if you want to get a quarterback, trade down to get a quarterback, because there is no way, you be an flat-out idiot that you skip on one of these 3 players in the draft. And then Nick Bosa is, of course, like his brother, Joey Bosa. The only problem with him is that, like I mentioned to Voch before, but when I called him for up on the previous show, was the fact about it was his commitment to football is for what we question. It's not the fact about that he didn't quit the team because of selfish reasons. No, he wanted to get paid. That part is understandable. But you see for what Ohio State has done for the second half of the year, and then when Nick Bosa should have been on the team, helping Ohio State dominate over the field, because Ohio State is a better talented team than Oklahoma is. But the thing is that for why the committee put in Oklahoma over Ohio State, because Ohio State didn't show up the second half of the year. That's why they got ranked 6th behind Georgia and Oklahoma. So that's why it's that Nick Bosa's commitment to football is going to be put into question. And then plus to the fact that it's like a lot of like commitments over there to like being similar to like his brother. All right, so it's like I feel like there's no one clear-cut, undisputed best defensive lineman in this draft. All 3 have some problems that we're talking about with them. So,
I think Nick Bosa loves football so much that he'll quit it to not get hurt to play it at the next level. If that makes sense. Him skipping college to not get hurt and play football screams he loves football to me. That's just my opinion.
All right, and for a quick comment, that I'm not saying talking about loving football in a sense. I'm talking about you saw how Ohio State was inconsistent as all hell for the second half of the season. That's what I'm saying, is that it's not leaving the team for selfish reasons, because if he wanted to be on a team, he'll definitely be on it. But I'm just saying, it's like, you had a chance to be upon your team and help them contend for a national championship, because he is their best player by far. And if he were upon the team, Maryland would not drop 51 upon them. They would not almost lose to Nebraska. They would not get smoked by Purdue. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying, talking about the commitment in the football. Say for when your team needed you the most. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but like, boy, when the 49ers need him, I bet he's gonna be there. Boy, man, when Arizona needs him, I bet he's gonna be there. I just, it's just I don't know, man. But something I will say before I let you go, I don't think.
And also, sorry, saying that for a person they're saying for about Tua, and an essence for Lieutenant Dan, saying is that make a bold proclamation that Trevor Lawrence will be better than Tua in the pros.
He might.
Because Trevor Lawrence is the dude. I mean, it's that for what he is doing as a true freshman is otherworldly. Meaning that he has pocket mechanics that you cannot coach. You cannot scout. Either you're born with it or you're not. He is elite as a freshman. And by the time he comes out in the draft, I'd say like 2021, 2022, that he will be the next guy that we're talking about, like for the grades that came out of school, like the Peyton Mannings, the Andrew Lucks ones. Because I'm telling you, it's that when I see something in Trevor Lawrence that made me go, wow. Tua has that wow factor to him too, but it's just something that Trevor's just makes it just feel more special, fam. So.
All right, fam. I got you. Thanks for the call, brother.
Thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you.
Boy, Ed Oliver does not belong in that conversation with Nick and Quentin. Boy.
Voch, can I just kind of stand back and say something real quick?
Be
like,
nice.
I feel like there's a grenade on the ground, and like I'm not putting my body on it.
Me neither. I don't have a damn vibranium suit to jump on a grenade.
Shit.
But go ahead, though.
I like that he was enthusiastic about Trevor Lawrence.
Sure.
I really do believe that he's on the right track about him, that there those God-given talents, the things that he's done to prepare as a quarterback, will make him a top quarterback. I don't know if him and Tua will come out at the same year.
They won't.
To be honest.
They won't.
But don't be putting me in a corner and saying, Lieutenant Dan, you're Clemson quarterback and all that good stuff. Because
he did just kind of.
That's nice. That's nice. But I ain't. Nice try, buddy.
Hey Dan, he did just package all together without your permission, didn't he?
I'm just sitting here like, I really like what Lawrence is doing, but Trevor Lawrence has moments. Sure. He has moments where I'm just like, see you doing too much, kid. And that's Tua too.
That's also Tua.
Sometimes Tua just comes out, and when he's healthy, Tua is scary as fuck.
And you know what? I was just about to say, Dan, Tua lays down and say ouch a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm. And Trevor learned very, very early after a concussion this year that he can't run the ball. Like he's got God-given talent to run, and he can extend plays and whatnot. But he's better as a pocket passer, looking and just making some pretty throws, man. Like he just makes some pretty throws. I like him and Trevor, or excuse me, him and Tua a lot for their ball control and where they can put the ball. Sometimes is freaky. But don't be coming in here and saying, Clemson's quarterback is going to be like all generational and whatnot. No. I don't have time to defend that.
Before we move on, Cowboys fans, don't go anywhere. As soon as we leave here, as soon as we wrap this up, about to drop that Cowboys O-line video. I know I said I was going to go on break and I was going to come back Monday, but I guess I like y'all a little bit. Nene actually hit me up and said, Voch, I really want you to drop the O-line video. And I'm like, Nene, I'm tired of just drop 3, 4, 5 video. I can't just keep dropping. But then Nene was like, Voch, I really want to know how Xavier Su'a-Filo and Cam Fleming did. Would you please drop the film? I say, Nene, no. And then she blew a kiss at me, and I said, cool, I'll just do a video.
You melted, bro.
I melted a little bit. I melted. I'm all over the floor. I still got to pick myself up off the floor. So after we're done with this live stream, as soon as I'm done here, as soon as I hit this button to terminate this, I'm going to hit the other button to publish the Dallas Cowboys offensive line film session. And as you know, I'm an offensive line guy. I love offensive line and offensive line accessories. I got kind of busy there. But anyway, Lieutenant Dan, let's talk about the college football playoffs. Did they get it right?
Can I do something real quick before we go into this, Voch? Real quick?
I'm going
to go ahead and plug my stuff. I don't want to wait to the very end. I don't want to be disrespectful, so I just want to get this out of the way.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to plug my stuff real quick. Get it out of the way.
Take your time.
Yeah. I don't like interrupting your ending to your shows. They're usually lit, so let's just get it out of the way.
My bad.
Y'all can find me on YouTube, Unintentional Grounding. I've been commenting in the comment section. You guys can go check me out there. I do Falcons YouTubing. As well as film breakdowns on college players with Voch Lombardi, and do some of my own stuff. Obviously, I cover more Falcon stuff than anything, but I also have a Twitch that I do as well, that I do video gaming and some live film breakdown stuff. So you can actually come in, see me working on the film, see me breaking stuff down, see me making clip-to-clip comments. So you can go check me out there as well. And you can also check me out, UNGR_show on Twitter and Instagram, and check out our new website, www.ungrshow.com, and go see some of our articles on the Falcons and things like that. Plus, I like to mingle. I like to mingle with all of you guys on social media and talk about all the college football and draft stuff and free agency stuff that goes on. So definitely go check me out, hit me up, go hit that sub button, go hit that like button, go hit that notification bell on the front of the page. And hey, man, come join the Grounder Nation. And by the way, we're at 77 likes here, and there's 117 people. Finish it out, bro. Finish it out, bro.
Finish strong.
Go hit it up strong. Let's get to 100 likes on this video. Come on. I know you guys can do it. Give Voch Lombardi 100 likes on this video. I dare you. I dare you to go. Let's get into this college playoff.
Georgia 100,
did they get it right?
Georgia 100,
did they get it right?
Georgia 100%.
Georgia should have been 4.
They 100% should have stayed right at 4.
Yeah, they should have been. They should have been at 4. After the match with Alabama, I felt that they were stronger than Oklahoma. Even with Oklahoma with only one loss, right? The one loss. Yeah, I just don't think that Oklahoma. I don't think that Oklahoma having a gun out with Texas was a very pretty picture.
No,
it wasn't. Okay, I'm not saying that Texas is bad. All the Texas fans in here will probably start screaming and yelling at me.
It's just all relative. It's just all relative to who you lost to.
I mean, we can go through strength of schedule and FBI and a bunch of other stats here and there. But listen, the committee's the committee. They're going to do Illuminati committee things. Yep. They're going to put in the guys that obviously either pay them or they have strong opinions about. So long story short, Georgia should have been number 4, and then Notre Dame, and then Clemson, and then Alabama. That's where we should have been.
I think Georgia losing was bigger than Oklahoma beating Texas, and bigger than Ohio State beating Northwestern.
That's that Illuminati shit, though.
Yep.
That's that Illuminati shit. Like, oh, well, we got to be strong. We got to be, consistent. And they're a 1-loss team, and Georgia's a 2-loss team, so obviously they should be in.
And
that's bullshit.
And something that is making me sick. Is people not understanding what the SEC goes through.
Get them, Voch.
Get them. People say that there's an SEC bias, but God damn it, it gotta be. If you a team like Texas A&M, right? Mm-hmm. Motherfucker, you mean to tell me you got to play ranked Georgia, ranked Kentucky, ranked Florida, ranked Bama? You got to play ranked LSU. You got to play all these ranked teams and hope. It's not fair. It's not fair when you look at Notre Dame and they say, "Oh, we played a team in the SEC. We played Vanderbilt." Excuse me.
Yeah, but bro, you didn't even have a conference championship. You didn't even show me that in games that really truly matter. And don't hit me with that bullshit. By the way, don't hit me with that bullshit. By the way,
and Texas A&M played Clemson too. Thank you, Drew. Damn it, like
Voch. Don't hit me with that bullshit if you are an independent and say, well, every game is a championship game for us because we don't have a conference championship. We have to go undefeated. Bullshit.
Damn.
It's more impressive to go undefeated in your own division or only have one loss in your own division or conference and win a championship game and then be judged.
I would love, after all this is done, after all the championship is done, I would love just an exhibition game for UCF to play Alabama just to know the shit that they've stepped into. You know what? Because I think they talk like this because they have, we beat Auburn. Who gives a fuck about Auburn? I want y'all to play Alabama so y'all will never call Alabama's name again.
Now careful, Voch.
Never.
UCF Jaguar will come after you, man, on Twitter. He'll say some mean things.
I'm mean too. Fuck it. I got jokes too. I'm very mean. Damn it. I look at some of these teams, bro. And more of the story, let me just get this right. It will never be enough spots in the playoffs. I don't want to expand it to 8. I like it short and concise like this. Because let me tell you why, Dan. There's a basketball tournament with 64 goddamn teams in it, and they still can't be satisfied with that shit. The damn 65th, 6th, 7th, and 68th teams still complain about not getting in. So this thing will never be settled. It'll never be settled. But Dan,
I think it's more likely that you can settle it in, and this is where we differ, obviously. I think we can settle it more with 8 teams than we can try to settle things in basketball because basketball is the way it is.
I like 6.
We can't compare. Can't compare oranges and apples. We can both say they're fruit. They're both sports, football and basketball, but it's not the same.
Dan,
it's really not even close.
No, it's hypothetical for saying no matter how many spots, it's still gonna be controversy. Yeah. Right. What I'm saying, Dan, even if I'm a big fan of 6 teams actually. Bama and Clemson have a bye week. Just like NFL, they have a bye week, and you let Ohio State play Notre Dame. You let Oklahoma play Michigan or whatever, then you build your tournament from there. If you want to win a championship, only winning 2 games, get the number 1 seed, get the number 2 seed. Do it like that. But I feel like Georgia, the fact that they gotta play Oklahoma and Ohio State played Northwestern, and the fact that Oklahoma played goddamn Texas is not fair. I saw this UCF fan. I almost wanted to throw up. I almost got pissed and threw my laptop.
I live down here, by the way, so whatever you're about to say, I'm going to be like,
fuck him.
Preach.
Fuck him.
Preach.
I saw
Preach.
this UCF fan say, I don't feel bad for Georgia. That was their playoff game. They got eliminated. No, that's not fair. If your playoff game is Memphis and their playoff game is Alabama, how about you switch it? How about you let Georgia play Memphis for the qualifying championship and you play goddamn Alabama? What if everybody had to play Alabama for like preliminary judgment? Would nobody
it's like
make
a bouncer
the play?
at a club? Do you belong in here? Are you tough enough?
Dan, would nobody make the damn Fight Club playoffs, dog? If everybody had to play Alabama,
Bro, that's
to get to the
a SpongeBob episode. That's like, welcome to the Salty Festoon. How tough are you? Well, I ate like a bowl of nails for breakfast. Okay, you can come in. How about you? How tough are you? Well, I have a mom tattoo. I'm gonna rip it and make it turn it upside down and it say "Wow." Okay, you can come in here.
Yeah, Dan, I wish UCF could just play Alabama, just so I can look at them, go, "Holy shit, what is this?"
Well, I would just say this: don't even stoop that low. Don't say UCF play Alabama. Really make UCF fans mad and have them play like Oklahoma.
Dan, no. I want them
to play like Notre Dame.
No.
Watch them still get stopped though.
Dan, I don't care. Dan, I don't care. Look, if I'm a civilian and I'm talking shit about superheroes ain't tough. These mutants ain't tough. These Marvel guys ain't tough. Don't let me fight Iron Man. Send me straight to Thanos. I'll shut the hell up. I'll shut up. Because maybe I can get a punch on Stark. I can get a hit on Stark. I ain't touching Thanos. I want Quentin Williams to hit their center in the mouth, and I want the camera to pan in on the center and go, holy shit, I died. You know what I'm saying? I want them to look at Quentin next to Raekwon, next to the other kid, next to the other kid that's going pro next year, and I want them to go, holy shit.
I want Alabama
to
roll up into let's make it a away game too. Let's make it in UCF. I want Alabama to roll up in there, and I want them to snap their fingers like Thanos and make them all disappear.
Let's go to Florida. Florida. I would love to go. I would love to go to Florida. Look, and it's the bad part about it, right? UCF play LSU for their bowl game or whatever. It ain't the same. I like LSU. LSU is a good team, but it ain't like having all these guys. Like, I think Georgia's better than LSU. I think Alabama's better than them. But I really want to see them go in shock. Listen, Dan, you ready? Memphis, South Florida, Cincinnati, Navy, Temple, East Carolina, Memphis, SMU, Pittsburgh, Florida Atlantic, North Carolina, UConn, South Carolina,
Memphis.
Excuse me. Memphis. Yes. Excuse me. And it's going back to 2017. I'll keep going. Austin, PA, Maine, Georgia Tech, Maryland, Florida Atlantic, Memphis. Excuse me? This goes back to August 2017. Pardon me? Huh?
I like how
I beg your excuse me? And you want to play Alabama? Damn.
Look,
Alabama is a college football all-star team. When you think about Alabama, you think about, man, all the top recruits. Out of all the top high school recruits, 30 of them went to Bama. How many did UFC get? UCF get? Oh, we got like 3. And a bunch of other kids that play really hard and they work hard.
Now, outside of the UCF versus Alabama conversation, it is important to understand that UCF being a completely shitty school for so many years and not really putting out a heckload of NFL talent outside of Asante Samuel, Dante Culpepper, what after that? There's not many more. It is impressive at any level to win 22 games straight. or 23 games straight at this point, and they're going into a bowl game. It's impressive. I'll give them that.
Sure.
But the moment they step inside Alabama's realm of existence, it's like when an asteroid accidentally flies near Jupiter. That shit's going to get eaten up. It's gone. The gravity will destroy it.
I'm dying. Just the gravity of the shit, Dan.
Just the gravity of Alabama.
The pull.
Some teams just don't know how to handle it. Look at Georgia, for example. Georgia came in, fought hard, valiant, decided to go for a punt on 4th down because the gravity of the situation just scared them the dickens that they needed to keep that ball. And what happened? It failed.
Somebody in the chat box asked me, well, who has Alabama played? I got you. Don't trip. In the last 5 games, excluding Citadel, because I think if you play this nasty schedule, you deserve to play Citadel. Georgia, qualified for your playoff spot. Auburn, whatever. Ranked Mississippi State, ranked LSU. just off the strength of that, I need water.
Time out. Bama Boy 205. I said good UCF players. Okay? I said good UCF players. I didn't say bad UCF players. Okay? So let's get that straight. Blake Bortles doesn't count. Continue, Voch. What'd you say?
Like Texas A&M, like it's not like Alabama, like the whole SEC. Alabama gotta play Citadel because it's gangsters that you gotta line up against. It's a murderer's row that you can. Okay, imagine if UCF had to play. Okay, we're gonna give you LSU, then Mississippi State, then Auburn, then Georgia, then Oklahoma. Damn, UCF will look at you like, damn, can we get a break? No, you can't get a break. You play all those guys in a row. You wish you could play Citadel. You wish you could play Tulsa. You wish you could play Florida Atlantic. When all them
sit back and I say it again, Oklahoma's going to get their ass beat.
Let me tell you something. I hope Oklahoma learn how to tackle over the next couple days or so, next week or so. Because if you can't tackle Alabama, all 3 of their running backs going to run smooth over you. If Jalen Hurts starting, he going to do his thing. If Tua starting, good luck to you. Good luck to you. The Oklahoma offensive line ain't that great. Welp, good luck to you. Good luck. I like Kyler Murray, but there's going to be a wall in front of him that he ain't never seen before. They don't play defense in the damn Big 12. There's going to be
shout out to Deuce Wyndham, man. Good to see you in the chat, my dude. Good to see you in the chat.
Yo, Deuce, would you like to see UCF in the playoffs? What about you, Coach Evans? Who would you take out to see UCF in the playoffs? Get out of here, man. I would love for UCF to line up against Alabama and just go, God, what did I do to deserve this? I would love to see it.
Now, let me put it this way, because we got an actual playoff to talk about instead of all the other things that are going on.
What's up?
The actual playoff that's about to happen with Georgia versus Oklahoma, Alabama versus Oklahoma, right? And
sure.
Clemson versus Notre Dame.
Sure.
That's what we're about to have. There's no way of actually knowing, and even though I just said just a second ago, Alabama's going to beat the ass off of Oklahoma, there is no way of knowing truly how these teams are going to line up in these pressure situations and whether or not we're going to get an upset, because it's college football. It's not as a sure thing as the NFL is. When you line up an NFL talent versus an NFL talent, usually A beats C or C beats E because X, Y, Z. It's too plain to see. Now,
shut up, Dan. Well, go ahead.
But long story short is that this college football playoff is going to be good. It's still going to be great football. We're going to see some fun things happen. Even I, as a Clemson fan, look at Notre Dame and go, this is going to be tough. This isn't going to be easy because we're in the playoff now. Things are much, much higher than they were when we were playing against Pitt in the ACC championship. Okay, we're playing against a good team.
Hey, yo,
Notre Dame's going to be a good team to play. Alabama, although I said they're going to wipe the floor with Oklahoma, Oklahoma's still going to put up a fight. It ain't going to be a lay down.
They have a very efficient offense, but they don't tackle in the Big 12.
They don't have defenses in the Big 12. Let's just put it that way. Let's not even talk about fundamentals. Let's talk about the whole group. There's no such thing as defense in the Big 12. So Alabama can hold the ball and run the clock and eat them alive if they want to. But is it going to be Tua or is it going to be Jalen Hurts? That affects how this game's going to be played.
I don't think it does, Dan. Watch this. Dan, I remember. You remember on Dragon Ball Z?
I'm just saying it's going to be different. I don't think it's going to change the outlook completely. That's what I'm saying.
Yo, Dan, remember on Dragon Ball Z when Goten and Trunks, they fused into Gotenks and they was fighting Super Buu? And after a while, they was like, all right, fam, we about to go Super Saiyan 3. And Piccolo was like, you knew this the whole time? And they was like, yeah, man, but, we wanted to make the fight a little more fantastic. You know what I'm saying? What if Nick Saban say, oh, we just going to bench Tua and play Jalen to make the fight more fantastic? I still think Alabama stomps a mud hole through Oklahoma with the backup quarterback. I think it'll be worse if Tonga Valoa played and it turns into a shootout, because it's only going to be a shootout on Oklahoma's end. Oklahoma still got to play offense against that defense, and they still got to play defense against them goddamn 3 Alabama running backs. I don't think it matters. I don't.
I will be quite entertained, and I will watch both games. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I don't want to make any major predictions. I really don't. I don't want to place a flag there and then Oklahoma somehow with no defense is able to hang with Alabama. I don't think it will happen, but I just don't want to make a flag point in the ground and say this is exactly how it's going to happen. This is goddamn college football. Any given Saturday, any given Friday, any given Wednesday night, these things can change. So I'll wait to see, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it because we're at college football playoffs.
We can have that conversation for New Year's when it's Alabama versus Clemson, and we actually got stuff to break down. The only reason Alabama versus Georgia was a good game was because Georgia was able to put pressure on Tonga Valoa. They was able to affect the quarterback and kind of put hands on the running back when it was time to put hands on the running back. Oklahoma got to learn how to tackle. In the middle of a playoffs, they got to learn how to tackle.
And here's the best thing is that Oklahoma, like Georgia had decent defensive linemen, but none of them are going to be like amazing in the NFL unless they start improving like now.
Sure.
Oklahoma has nobody. I don't see anybody on that line or anybody in that linebacking core that will change my mind. That they're not going to get
good luck
punched.
To him. Good luck to him. Because you hear all this we saying about Oklahoma. You hear all the little bad things we saying, all the reasons why we say Oklahoma ain't going to win. It'll be worse if UCF played them.
Jesus
and look,
Christ,
do say, look
you
at the chat box,
bro.
And look at the chat box. Do say, I'd like to see UCF in the 18 playoffs. Cool. UCF would be the 8th seed. Alabama would be the 1st. Get their ass out of here in the first round. I would love to see it.
Okay, here's the question for Deuce and the question for you as well. Does the 1 seed play the 8 seed? Because then that's how Alabama would play against UCF.
That's how it got to be. Yeah, like if it's 8 teams, it would have to be 1-8, 2-7, 3-6. But what I like is the 6-team system. The 1 and 2 bye week, then 3 plays 6 and 4 plays 5, and then the higher seed gets the number 2 guy, and then the lower seed get the number 1 team.
I think that could be something that you could look forward to. People are so quick to jump to even numbers and numbers that have no time off for anybody because they're like the college athletes. They still need to go to school and do their
2
things.
Points.
Finals, guys.
2 points. If you're the number 1 and the number 2 team, you deserve it. You've earned it, and it gives you incentive to play better throughout the season. Oh man, we can do this and get a bye week if we win here. It gives you extra incentive. The problem is if you're Alabama and you play LSU, then you play the Iron Bowl, then you play the SEC championship. Now you got to play 3 playoff games against the best teams in the country. That'd be unfair to those guys. But if you're Alabama, you're rewarded for being the best all season. You'll get the bye week, then you go there. See what I'm saying?
I totally agree with the 6-team playoff. I really do. It giving two teams that are well deserved. They've gone through their conferences, they've gone through their championship games, and they get a rest. I don't have any problem with that. Then you go through 3 through 6, let them play, and gun it out from there. And then obviously teams 6 and 5 kind of are like wild cards, basically. They barely made it into this playoff. If they make it into the next round, that's Cinderella story. That's news.
The problem is then we've grown into number 9, 10, 11, and 12 going to be mad as hell. TCU and Boise State. Boise State going to be back.
All I hear is crying children.
Marshall went undefeated. They want their just due. Fuck out of here, Marshall. One last
Tulane.
thing. One last thing before we go is I think it's about time that Notre Dame joins a conference. I think if they play in Indiana, let them join the Big 12.
See, they are contractually obligated to play ACC teams for another 2 years, I think. Mm-hmm. So if you're signing these contracts for multiple years playing a certain conference's teams, I think that you should be obligated, all sports, to be playing in that conference. There's no putting your foot in the water and testing the temperature, okay? You need to go in there, all sports play, and if you're going to keep your independent status afterwards, fine, go out there, go do that. But they should be an ACC team right now. In fact, they should have played in the ACC championship against Clemson. And that's how that should have been decided. Then we wouldn't have this whole discussion point about whether or not Georgia should have gotten in. Georgia would have been in. Okay. So anyway,
I would love to see Notre Dame in some conference or something. Coach Evans says leave it at 4. If you get 6, then you would want it to be 8 and 12. 5 and 6 are crying right now. Coach Evans, like I said earlier, this will never be settled because every year we have a basketball tournament where 64 teams play and teams 65, 66, and 67 are pissed off. So I totally agree. I like 6. I'm cool with 4, but if we go back to just 2, then it is what it is. Thank you, Coach, for appreciating me on the 30K. We got one call from Kobe in Atlanta. Then we're going to get the hell up out of here. Kobe, what's happening?
You know what I'm saying? Call me crazy, but Oklahoma going to do it.
They not.
They going to do it.
But I listen to your story, though. I listen to your story. Okay, tell me why.
So, one, I mean, Alabama defense, it's been sus all year.
Excuse me?
For the D-line.
Excuse me?
The linebackers.
Excuse me?
Except for LSU.
Excuse me?
LSU don't got a quarterback.
Excuse me?
They had Joe Burrow. I mean, he wasn't even all that. So they were going to count, but they've been giving up points all year.
Alabama's defense, they gave up 0 versus Mississippi State, 0 versus Alabama. They gave up 28 versus
non-good offenses.
28 versus Georgia. Okay, I'm going down. I'm looking at it.
I mean, it's going to be a shootout.
10 versus Missouri.
I think Oklahoma will do it.
23 versus Texas A&M. 31 versus Okay, cool. Okay, I'm listening. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, Oklahoma's going to score more than that, right?
They're going to score more than what?
More than 20 points. They're going to score about 30.
Let me ask you this. What makes you think that?
You got Kyler Murray. I'm just saying it's going to happen. I mean, something got to happen.
No, I just want to get an idea of why you say that, because in my brain, yes, Kyler Murray, I've seen him put up points all year, but I've seen him do it against Big 12 defense, in which Big 12s don't play defense. They're going to walk directly from a Big 12 defense. And when I say directly from, I mean straight from Texas, straight from the Big 12. And they're going to walk against arguably one of the best defenses in the nation off the rip. They're not going to build up to it. They're going to walk straight into it. Now what?
I mean, I guess. Well, I mean, we'll wait till December 29th then. But I got to feel Oklahoma going to do it.
Then on the other side.
Don't beat up on the man. Don't beat up on the man. He's got a feeling.
I don't even want to call you crazy. I need logic, because if you can tell me something that makes sense, I'll go with you. But then there's the other side of the ball that we ain't even attacked. What about Alabama that's been scoring 50 points at will, or like 40? Let's say 35 points at will.
Can't Oklahoma do that? Can't Oklahoma do that?
Listen, but it's matchup wise. Oklahoma can't do that against Alabama's defense, but Alabama and Texas can do it against Oklahoma's defense. I know Alabama can. Huh?
I said just on offense, not on defense. Just about offense, though.
Okay, do I think Kyler Murray can score on Alabama?
Yes.
He can, but I don't think he's going to score as much as he normally scores. Now, let's flip it. Do I think Tua Tagovailoa can put points on Oklahoma or Jalen Hurts put points on? Absolutely, I think they can. Even more.
Of course.
Even more.
It's going to be a shootout. It's
not going to be a shootout because Kyler Murray can't play a shootout against Alabama's defense.
We're going to have to wait and see this.
Appreciate it, Kobe. What you think about UCF, though, Kobe? What you think about UCF in that battle?
Nah, they'll get stumped. They put them in the Big 12. They'll get stumped. They'll be 9-3 in the Big 12.
Kansas scored 40 points against Oklahoma. Thank you, Andrew. Kansas scored 40 points against Oklahoma. Thank you, sir.
I'll tell you this much, man. Like, there has been rumors about UCF wanting to get out of the AAC once their contract comes up and go to the Big 12. So if that were to happen, I mean,
I'm sorry.
we could definitely have a fun time watching them probably go into shootouts and get beat.
I'm sorry, Dan. Kobe, you said put who in what now?
If you put them in the ACC, they're gonna be trash. And you put them in the Big 12, they're gonna be trash.
You talking about UCF, right?
Worse than the Big 12.
You talking about UCF? Okay, I thought you were talking about Alabama. All right, man. Appreciate it, Kobe. Thank you, bro. Let's wrap this thing up.
All right.
Boy, oh boy. He said they got Kyler Murray. Okay, got Kyler Murray.
Look, man. First of all, he said outside of the defensive line and the linebackers, so that's 2/3 of that defense.
That's like
he said that 2/3 of that defense. Outside of that,
that's 7 people.
They'd be trash.
That's 7 people. 7 over 11.
Can I just stand back and say, look, I don't disrespect his faith in the potential.
Sure.
Okay, but no.
Boy, that's like 2/3.
You need to hit me with something a little more solid that I can kind of sit here and digest.
That man looked us right in the face and said 2/3 of the defense is amazing, but the rest of it ain't good.
I bet he's one of the people that hit the thumbs down, bro.
Oh, man. Nene says, congratulations again, Voch. Well deserved. Here's to your next 30K, boy. Nene been congratulating me all day, man. I'm starting to think she want to be my real life wife, and I'm just.
Whoa.
Whew, I'm tired. 9:03. You got like 30 seconds. What's up? Who this? 9:01. Who this? Okay, cool. 9:01. All right, cool. Dan, plug your stuff so we can skedaddle.
Hit me up, Unintentional Grounding on YouTube. Come on, guys. Come on over. Help this channel continue to grow. We just hit 3K. We're going farther and farther every time we come out here, hit another season. It's been a blast so far, by the way. Just a very quick thank you to Deuce Wyndham. Thank you to Law Nation. Thank you to Voch Lombardi for believing in my channel, believing in the product that I'm putting out. And really teaching me a lot about the game, because before this, I was just another armchair GM like a lot of other fans. And now I've spent a lot of time in the film room, dark at night, doing this. Hit me up on social media, on Twitch and Instagram, UNGR_show. Come talk to me. Come talk about the 2019 draft class. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know that Voch is excited to get back to that part of the season. First Cowboys to the Super Bowl, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. 100%. Doski Woski. Defense to the top. Oh!
But thank you so much for coming in here and giving Voch the likes and the subs and giving him all the praise and whatnot. He's well-deserved. Congrats on that 30K. It is a massive milestone, and I cannot wait to see you continue to grow more. And, again, you can go visit me on YouTube, on Twitch. Both the same, Unintentional Grounding, and then, of course, on Instagram and on Twitter, UNGR_show. Would love to have you.
Join me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. I got a funky ass Discord. You can go check that out if you want to. No, I just kind of check in every now and then. Patreon, PayPal, all that, the Cash App down there. Lombardi's Draft Talk, Voch Lombardi's Film Sessions on Facebook. Go get a shirt or something, man. I appreciate everything, y'all. Cowboys fans, 3, 2, 1. I just hit the publish button. I broke down the offensive line. I was very upset with Suafilo and Cam Fleming. Go watch the video. There y'all go. Hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey. Till next time, it's very much free at this point. All right? Salute.
Peace.